Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Everybody's got 6% body fat in Boston. I did not see a fat person until I got to the airport. In downtown Boston, they're all fit. They're all 25 years old. Everybody. I went to this soccer game. I said, can there be any more goddamn waif-thin 15-inch men that are all sitting there with their tracksuits and whatever they're wearing?
Was the nanny named Fran?
Oh, Mr. Sedagas, are you trying to keep her from going to see the pop star?
The
trying to keep her the pop
Fran?
star?
Money would be a better choice because if for some reason you didn't know where your child was.
Now you're crazy talking.
You could track Pony.
That's right. Track him with an app that his new grandma has.
Have you seen little Michael, Matt? No, I thought he was with you.
I thought he was in the forest in Appomattox.
He'll be fine. It's fine. He'll come back.
No, the
When
fact
he gets
that
hungry.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
You know what Rob did last night, Oscar? He sent me new cities after
New
we
cities,
gave him a hard
baby.
time
New city.
about repeats. I don't know what his process is, but he gives us today Lincoln City, Oregon, Tarrytown, New York. That's a repeat.
Well, that's a
Durham.
repeat from yesterday. Because I just replaced the cities that were the ones that you didn't like yesterday.
Oh, but I got the right ones?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's
Yeah.
Taster's Choice.
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Taster's Choice.
But you said Tarrytown is from yesterday. No,
Yeah.
it's from before. We've
No,
had
I
it
don't.
before.
I don't think we've ever had it before. Yesterday you mentioned that
Yeah, I
Montreal.
remember it because I used to drive through Tarrytown. So
Yesterday you
I
mentioned Montreal and Melbourne. So those ones are. But I'll replace
I think.
Tarrytown.
Let me give you the cities:
Okay.
Lincoln City, Tarrytown, New York; Durham, North Carolina; Nottingham, England; Medford, Massachusetts; Ostrava, Czech Republic. What we brought to the fore yesterday is that you wouldn't know if they're repeats.
Yeah, you were in a medically induced coma earlier this year, so Mike probably has the better recall at this point.
All right.
But I'm
don't
saying,
doubt that.
but that's still not the point. That the point was regarding cities. If we're going to make a
Better methodology.
an effort not to repeat, there would have to be some organizational effort made.
True.
Which there hasn't been. You just pull them out of your skinny ass now. That's what because you know what I mean? Because if you hear that there is no, that's what was exposed yesterday. And then you sent me the revised cities, and I'm sure there are listeners out there that would be.
They write in. They write in.
But are there worse things that could happen? Absolutely.
But keep them coming, love. Keep those cities coming.
What about
in.
names with the cities? Then that way we know we're not repeating.
Oh, you mean like
listeners?
So-and-so?
Yeah. So like
I'm not sure I'd like to read 5 listener names at the beginning of every show.
Especially all week.
You're the boss.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
You know, it's constantly evolving and changing, and for God's sakes, we almost had Pony in a shallow grave yesterday. So
Shallow grave.
You never know. A shallow grave.
Shallow
Welcome.
grave.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Glad to have you here on a beautiful Tuesday where I don't know if you're getting it yet, but most of the country, a good chunk of the country, is going to experience some rather severe temperature changes, and pretty amazing to think we're looking even down here in Florida at a cold snap just a few weeks after a massive tropical hurricane.
Yeah, the weather's normal.
Weird.
Nothing's changing. I don't believe in this global change.
Cedar
it's all a lie.
Rapids, if I'm not mistaken, was projected to be in the 20s today, which is roughly 30 degrees colder than it should be.
I
believe Michigan is getting slammed with a snowstorm today.
Well, I made the terrible mistake of turning on the Today Show.
Why you do this to yourself?
Well, I mean, it's just, I don't know, how did we watch that for that length of time?
Well, I think it has gotten worse.
Why was that our go-to?
Carrie still turns it on in the morning in the bedroom. Of course, I'm not there, but if
Horrible.
if I bring a cup of coffee or if we overlap when we're getting ready, Why is Savannah still there? Hasn't Savannah been leaving for like 2 months?
But it's just not a pleasant vibe.
It's very unpleasant. Very
it's
unpleasant.
very tense. And,
yes. Hoda does the best job of trying to keep it cool, but she can't do it.
You know, it was a better show when the guy that locked his door was
I
there.
don't think I if I may, I believe that format, much like the nightly news, is dying.
I suppose, but I still have the local news turned on down here.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Especially, when that's what I'm doing.
Channel 5 this morning, I mean, they do national stuff and local stuff, but really what it boils down to, and I think Mike will agree, if you've got a good crew in front of the camera, they've all got the same news to pull from. But if you like the crew and if they've got sort of a relationship going on with each other, that's what you watch for.
Yeah, I think so. And it just doesn't seem, it seems forced. Al Roker seems more forced today than he was back when he was a younger broadcaster.
Is he selling
At least
books?
That's my opinion. I don't know. So I watched that, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to tell you about my surprise trip over the weekend where I hopped on a plane up to Beantown, up to Boston, to surprise my sister. God, we're getting old. On the occasion of her 70th birthday. Now, as many of you know, thank you. Thanks so much. As many of you know, my sister is 15 years older than I am.
Wait a
I
second.
thought it was 20.
I don't think the math doesn't work out.
She is 7 years older than me.
I thought it was 12.
No, it's 7. Thank you.
Lucky 7.
And so I think earlier in the summer, maybe even late spring, I had reached out to my brother-in-law and I had said, is anything going on? And he said, let me get back to you because he was putting something together. What are you playing?
This is Dave Loggins. Please come to Boston. It's pretty. I believe
Whenever
this
I talk about Boston, you play this old,
What about shipping
crappy song.
out to Boston for The Departed? Nothing?
No, because that's for part 2.
Can you put that closer? Put that closer to the microphone.
Poor Kenny Loggins' little brother.
I was like, who's Dave Loggins?
So I'm going to try to take this in chronological order with the trip. So it's a milestone birthday, obviously, and my sister is a very young 70. She is very fit. She runs all over town. She's not, God, it's amazing when you think about certain people that are 70 and you look at them because we've got them down here.
It's like
and then I think
you and
her
were Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in Twins.
We can get to that later, but thank you. F you very much
Do you
for that.
think
I appreciate that. Yes.
She's in such good shape because she's always being chased by old age? Is that why she's running?
So
that is
you wouldn't say that. You would not say that if she was
she
here.
would deck you and
You're
you would be on the
exactly
ground.
That is really, really
Yeah, how
cool.
That
dare
is
you.
not funny, and I'm sorry
How
that
dare
Pony
you.
said that and
That's
asked me
terrible.
to repeat it.
Did he
Matt,
send a text?
No, he did not.
So anyway, so I make the decision,
How dare you.
and it's been a while since we've hopped on a plane and gone somewhere. We've been hunkered down here in Florida for a long time, and it was exciting. And Michael stayed behind, and we were off to Boston. And then last week, so we were leaving Friday afternoon, and early in the week, I awoke to a weird feeling, and that was the feeling of arrangements being made for the care of my son, because we really, we're fine if I go, we prepared for that with a will and everything, and my daughters and all that, they're provided for. However, as far as Michael and the caretaking of Michael, raising my son, my mother-in-law is older, my sister is older, my niece and nephews have children, 3 kids apiece. They've got plenty of kids.
This took a really dark turn because when you first said it, I thought you were talking about just babysitting for the weekend, but you're talking about
life.
The great beyond.
You have to plan for things.
Right.
I mean, you really do. If you don't, you don't. So
We had a plan,
I thought,
so yeah.
I thought about my daughters and they're not even married yet, so they're youngsters still in my mind. Although Catherine, knock knock, 3-0. Yeah, staring you in the face. But anywho, she's 28.
Yeah, I guess. Wow, it's
still 28.
Sometimes it's
28.
It's a slap in the face when I figure how long we've been together.
It's a lot. So I'm sitting there, and a while back, we had joked with Oscar about he's a godfather, you're a godfather,
sure.
And we kind of were lighthearted, and then I said. We went back, and Carla blew it off when I woke up to it on Wednesday morning.
La.
Stop. Don't talk about negative. That. Then we are driving on Friday to the airport.
Friday morning.
And I said to myself, I got to bring this up again. I said, have you given it any thought? I mean, really? I mean, what if something really were to happen? I would want somebody with initiative to step in and handle it. And I said, I know we joked with Oscar about it, but Oscar's now, going to a fertility clinic. He doesn't rule out the idea of being a father. Mm-hmm. And I said he would be, in my humble opinion, the person who I would be confident that he would, and I didn't say this to you, Oscar, when I called you, but he would be, I think he's family. And he's also a go-getter. And that matches up well with my son. And and as far as the options that we have in our families, with me being an older father, there weren't. We decided we would do that. And Carlos said, "Yeah, I agree." I said, "Yeah, I do too." I said, "This is not a surprise."
Did it come up at all that I was also a godfather?
No.
Really? Not even part of the conversation?
No.
Really?
I'm sorry. No, but your health rules you out.
Carrie's in fine health.
Yes, I know, but
and she looks quite young. She's got a fresh face.
Yes, she's fresh face.
She is old fresh face.
Fresh face.
She might be into it. Is all I'm saying. I just would like to think I was part of the discussion. At least it came. Maybe my name didn't.
For the purpose of argument, sure you were.
Good. Would you say I came in second?
No.
Did I place in the top 3?
Your name didn't come up during the discussion, and it's not like we had a top 3. There were no options.
It never came up.
That's why we went outside of the family, because it really
I'm outside of the family.
I know. But you are,
I mean, this is what this is how it should have gone. Hey, Carla. Yes, Mike. We need to make arrangements. Yes, we do. It's tradition if the parents can no longer care for the child, it goes to the godfather.
Tradition.
Yeah. And then Carla says, but there are 2 godfathers. There's Oscar, and then there's that dork Robb. And then, you say, I mean, I would like to at least think that I was on the outskirts of the conversation. I've successfully raised 2 beautiful children. One really good.
But you're aware of the fact that we've talked about Oscar doing this before.
Yeah, I guess, and
he is the youngest,
Well,
so there's that.
Pony's younger than him, but Pony's not a godfather.
No,
how old is Pony?
39.
He's 39. He's almost 40.
Nigh on 40.
Yeah.
He feels older.
But you see, the thing, Pony would
plays young.
Pony would be a better choice because if for some reason you didn't know where your child was.
Now you're crazy talking.
If you didn't know where your child was, you could track Pony.
That's right. Track him with an app that his new grandma has.
Have you seen little Michael, Matt? No, I thought he was with you.
I thought he was in the forest in Appomattox.
He'll be fine. It's fine. He'll come back.
No, the
when
fact
he gets
that
hungry.
I'm sorry, but neither one of you were in the mix.
Well, fine.
I mean, that's kind of where we were with it. But I certainly would, I would assume that if anything happened to both Carla and I, or Carla and me, that would be, that you would be involved as well.
What about the dogs?
Didn't talk about the dogs. Not really worried
Have that
about
conversation, and then my name might come up.
How did you think?
I don't want the snake.
Can I just, before you start the inquisition, can I just say, so we're driving to the airport, and I call two people. I call my daughter to tell her this, and then I call to ask, really formally ask, and I do so formally, Oscar, how he would feel about that, and he knew I was serious, and I think he answered in the way that I would have wanted him to answer, that he would be honored. That's what he said, and so I meant it because there are multiple factors here. The family, which is very cool, and I think my son would fit into a situation like that. The the take no crap, which he shares with me a little bit. I think he would continue my son on the right path. Maybe a little tougher, but you can't have everything. And I said he'll raise a son with a soul full of gadgets. Like he is, and
I love my family too.
I know you do.
Yeah, very much.
But I thought I
don't continually mock my mother on the air.
What's who would that be? You're talking. Oh, that's right.
That's for the
That's
show.
true.
That is for the show.
It's for the show.
It's for the show.
It's for the show, and he knows, that that's.
I visit her
that's
every
it.
Sunday.
I didn't realize that you would feel left out. I didn't think.
Well, I think I will say this. I will say that you made the right decision, but
It
like
does
they
hurt.
say
It does hurt.
at the Academy
Yeah.
Awards, it's an honor just to be considered.
Yeah. He didn't get the nom.
And
You didn't get a nomination.
it would have been
Yeah.
so easy for you to say.
There was no other option.
It would have been so easy
In
for
my-
you to say.
in my mind.
Well, you were mentioned, of course.
I simply because
Not
of
mentioned.
the amount of children that my niece and nephew have, and the lack of children that my daughters have. Although that the Oscar, you should be prepared that if marriage happened,
Yes.
and there was more of a commitment.
Yes.
And that really is what it is.
It could
With
change.
my daughters,
Yeah,
it could change.
Yeah, it's a
It
fluid
could change.
situation.
And I understand Oscar's feeling. I was equally honored when he asked me to take care of his Facebook page when he died.
Yeah. I gave him that. I had a
So he gave me that.
This is how, Mike, I actually
For the moment, this was and now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm thinking about this at the moment. I'm saying this was a necessity of in case. This was an insurance.
He's
and I
getting
called
on a plane.
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
and I told her, and I think she laughed at me, but I don't know.
Did she
I
ask
don't
who's
know.
getting the house?
She's like, that guy?
No, she did not ask who's
Because
getting
whoever
the
gets the kid should get the house. Because you can't have your kid in
Well,
that
in the
house.
case of this house, I've got two houses with mortgages on them. So, I mean, you're kind of saddling them with
I
that.
said,
Sell one, pay off the other, and then he's not living in a matchstick house in the middle of Georgetown.
Well, that would be part of it, and I think perhaps a formal discussion would ensue about things. I just think Oscar, when he says he's going to do something, he's very diligent about doing it. Mm-hmm. The only thing is punctuality, but
I was early
everything
today.
else
he was
that's
very
it.
on time today.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So now you were going to ask me something because we really didn't have a lengthy discussion about it.
It was, as I mentioned, I was honored. It was an 8:30 call. You were on the way to the airport or on the plane. I'm not sure what the case was.
Was there
I
an
just knew-
urgency to his voice?
There was an urgency, and I knew he was
Well, we were
being
in the
serious.
car on the way to the
I knew he
airport.
was,
Okay,
being
listen.
serious.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned to him, I said he'll want for nothing. Private schools, as best as we can.
No expense was spared.
No expense will be spared. And
I would certainly provide.
and he's
for
like, no,
my
I'll
son.
take care. I was like, no. I said, I'm honored, and please try to enjoy this trip. Nothing's going to happen, but if something does,
But it
we're here for
really
you.
wasn't that as much as
Did you ask
I just
about
suddenly.
me?
Nope.
No.
I just suddenly said, God forbid, if something were to happen,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of
I got a similar
not blow
call.
it off.
Yeah.
I got a similar call, Mike and Rob. This is going to make you feel great. I
I'm
got a similar
sure.
call 3 years ago prior to the pandemic. My brother and my sister-in-law were getting on a plane without Sebastian, who's now 5.
Because
We're-
was he
we're turning
also
6.
late to the airport?
You're gonna need a big house.
No. I got a similar call that your daughter got, or Rob is getting right now. Notice.
Telling
Notice.
about their
Notice,
arrangements.
Yeah.
And he said, look, we've made arrangements. Tatiana's getting a little older. She's got a full house. You're my brother, and you're younger, and you're still, making your way through life. If something happens to us on a trip and we're away, we we've already discussed this. I'm just letting you know, like you are right now, Mike. We're going to send Sebastian to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's home as he runs a hedge fund. And I said, enough said. Moving on.
Bingo.
Yes.
Practicality.
Yes. Yeah.
Practicality.
Yes.
Practicality.
Yes.
We have it in our will that if anything were to happen to us when the kids were underage, they would be taken to a work farm.
Oliver, never before has a boy wanted more. Anyway.
They shall pay off our debts at the work farm.
That's right.
No,
and once they're in the black, they're free to do what they want to do.
He gets along really well with his cousins. They're all the same age.
That's
It's
good.
one of these things that it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. I don't have that kind of an option with family. If people were younger, it would be my sister automatically. It would be my sister.
Yeah.
And, in my mother-in-law's case, she's long in the tooth as well, and she's enjoying her life right now. And,
I made peace with it when I was told by my brother. The only person that threw a fit, much like you are, passively, was my sister.
Because
she
got
wanted
the responsibility.
She wanted Sebastian.
Oh, she wanted him. Okay.
And I said, hey, let's look at you guys. This is the scoreboard.
Well, it's a sibling. It's a sibling of the mother.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes.
And at any point,
but that's great.
She
That's
didn't
great.
try to say, if I was named, I could make it a little more interesting for you.
Right.
Well, that's not the way.
By
it
the
works.
way, in the event, if you were talking pure dollars and cents, my niece's hubby, oh boy, that would be, the option.
But he's estranged.
Ka-ching. What do you mean he's
he's not?
estranged?
I'm sorry. I don't know who you're estranged with and who you're
I had
not.
dinner with him
Apologize.
Saturday night. What
Well,
are you
it's
talking about?
organic and flowing.
So
sometimes there is estrangement and sometimes there's dinner.
They're from away.
Oh, by the way, the other thing that happened, and I've got a lot to say about flying because I think I'm out of practice because it's happened so many times. But what happened? I got up the day before. I go to check in, and I look at we haven't selected seats yet, and I go to seat selection after check-in,
right?
And I see there's one seat. There's one seat that's not taken.
That's
And it was weird. And I said, well, I'll call them. Actually, all this happened the morning of. We're up at the crack of dawn. We've got I want to say, an 11:38 flight. This is like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm looking at this. I said, what's going on? I call JetBlue. I call the JetBlue hotline, and they said, due to an unusually large volume of calls, your approximate wait time is 35 minutes.
Too long.
To
unacceptable.
Them.
Yeah.
Hire human beings. Hire people. Yeah, they talk about people not wanting to work. I don't know whether they can't find people, but then I said, well, we'll try the text route. The wait time for text, 15 to 20 minutes.
Just to get a reply on a text?
Just to get a reply. And I said, well, that means it's just good. And by the way, communicating what my issue is via text,
forget about it.
I'm not optimistic about it.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I say to myself, I'm 11 minutes from the airport. I'm going to get in the car at 7 o'clock, 7:15 in the morning. I'm going to drive to the airport and straighten this out. It turns out, so I get to the counter and I said, I tried to pick our seats. We'd like to get side-by-side seats for the outgoing flight to Boston and JetBlue, and I just couldn't get any satisfaction out of the website, and I couldn't wait on hold that long. She said, well, look at this. It's easier for me, and there's no problem. And then she does the click, 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 and then I hear the, click, 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 and now I'm starting to freak out. We get the last two seats, and I think with the hurricane and with everybody rebooking and with a lot of movement, things were messed up. But we get row 24, A and B or A and C or something like that. And it's a small jet.
Are you next to each other?
We're next to each other,
well,
2 and 2.
Good. That's good.
Small jet, no problem at all. Roomy, fantastic. Gets up there, no fuss, absolutely wonderful. Good crew. Pilot was fine. Everything was great. It was a great flight up to Beantown. It truly was. I loved every minute of it. It was great.
You put your finger exactly on something that I think is not recognized enough, is when you're dealing with someone that's on the other side of the computer monitor and they go, it's never good.
No, you get freaked out.
And
especially,
it's always the same.
I had looked. The only chart I looked at had one seat available, and I am freaking out about this because I'm aware of everything that's gone on. For God's sakes, the airport's only been open less than a week, so I'm just trying to process all this. And we get up there, and it was fine. It was great. We arrive at the House of Walking and Stair Stepping, and it's the same.
People should know the house, because it is in Boston. It's
a brownstone.
It's very vertical, right?
It's totally vertical.
So there's lots of steps always.
Well, they walk everywhere. They walk. Yeah. That's why they're in the shape they're in. And I am the Phoebe of the group. I know this. I can walk anywhere. I can handle it. But I don't walk with the speed
the gusto
of Carla or my sister or my brother-in-law. And by the way, in my sister's world, everything is fucking 2 blocks, and it's not. It's not. And because I have whined about it, you would think that I needed wheelchair access the way they treat me. It's like, now it's a bit of a walk. Are you okay with that?
No.
So I get that everywhere. I mean, we even walk when we drive because we walked. We're going to my niece's daughter's soccer game.
Okay.
And we park on the street and then walk 18 miles to get to
the population
the
density.
Yeah.
There's not enough.
Right. And
when they designed
is
Boston,
fit. Everybody's fit. Everybody's got 6% body fat in Boston. Everybody. I did not see a fat person until I got to the airport. In downtown Boston, they're all fit. They're all 25 years old. Everybody. I went to this soccer game. I said, can there be any more goddamn waif-thin 15-inch men that are all sitting there with their tracksuits and whatever they're wearing? I've lost almost 40 pounds, and I felt like Johnny Manatee. It was disgusting. I was, but don't worry. You get to the airport, all bets are off. Then it becomes the schlubby schlubbigan, and we'll get to the phase 2.
They're kicking them out of the city, Mike.
Oh my God!
You
but
must
it was
leave.
everywhere, and it was. I have to say this. I was delighted to be a part of her weekend. Carla was delighted. We had a fantastic time.
Was she surprised?
Yes. So Paul meets us at their house. Kathy is out getting groceries. So a small amount.
Nuts and seeds?
They don't buy groceries like normal people. It's a bag, it's a bag about this big.
Yeah.
Right? One bag, with the baguette, and seeds.
Yeah. It's a 16-pound bag,
like
Mike.
they live in Paris.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I got water for us too. It takes out a little 8-ounce bottle of water. There it is. That's the way it goes with that, and a variety of different coffees. 550,000 coffees.
They need that.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so he greets us. She's out. It works out perfectly, and we go downstairs. They got a basement. They've got a living room. They've got the bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. So it's a basement, 2 bedrooms. Upstairs is a living room and a kitchen. So it's a condo that's a 3-story condo.
So the bedrooms are in the middle floor.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, it assures that you'll do steps wherever the F you go. You're going to be step. It's common.
Yeah.
It's common. It is. But I mean, it amazed me for that little space that there are that many stairs. Stairs are a third of the space. Stairs.
Vertical.
Yeah, a big stoop at the front with a bunch of stairs just to get up there.
It's
so you can go up to go down.
Yeah.
But I know the room. I've been to the room.
Yeah.
I was up there. I've been up there a million times. Lovely place. Lovely neighborhood. It's wonderful. Kathy arrives back. We're down in the basement. She comes in on the main level, and Paul says, Kathy, we've got a flood or something down here. There's water leaking. And, of course, with my sisters just like me. So I hear, what? Just totally melodramatic.
Hostile.
What? And she makes her way down.
What did you do?
Carla loves the whole surprise thing. So Carla crouches down behind the
it.
chair. I'm just sitting there like Jabba the Hutt, like that. She comes around and goes, "Oh my God!" Perfect surprise. It goes over
She
well.
recognized you?
You funny boy. You funny boy. Yes, she did. She recognized
It's me,
me.
Mike. Your brother.
And
from away.
It was great. It was really, really
That's awesome.
wonderful.
That's awesome.
And it had been too long, and got to see, at least on video, I got to see my nephew's kids, and he's got 3.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a brand new little guy, 2-year-old. It's like 2-year-old. He's got a brood, and then my niece and her husband. They have 3. They have a brood.
Wow.
And then we all went out to dinner for her birthday, surprised her with this hard-to-get-into restaurant that she's wanted forever to get into. And we went to that, and my brother-in-law popped for the whole thing. I didn't. I felt like I didn't reach for my wallet the whole trip. It was pretty special. Now,
How was the restaurant, dude? What made it special?
It's this guy. People might know the name. His name is Carbone, and he's got a place, I think, in New York,
I know.
Miami,
Yes, it's all
and
over Instagram
Boston,
and TikTok.
And he was profiling
Celebrity.
Vanity Fair. This is a
Celebrity
celebrity
restaurant.
chef,
Yeah.
a big celebrity, and it was really good with a vibe. And you walk in,
Celebrity
is
restaurant.
it like
Better.
is it something that you can't put your finger on it, but it is a vibe?
You feel
it's got
a vibe.
really cool, you feel a vibe.
You feel it. You're like, oh, that's like when you're in LA in one of those restaurants. You're like, oh, this is what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's a vibe,
Yeah.
and the music curated in a really interesting, great food.
Big Papi
and
walks in. Everybody greets him. It's great.
Oh, there was a guy that got on, a male model that got on the elevator as we're going up to the restaurant, and it's just, I don't know what it is. I guess it's my jealous nature that this guy, slides on, and we're a group of my sister and I, my niece and her husband, my nephew and his wife, and Paul and Kathy, and
8.
so we jam the elevator, and then this guy gets on, and I'm just like, for no reason, just that he exists and he's pretty, and I'm just,
Yeah. Of course. Naturally.
yeah. Then everybody in there was too. That's another place where they were all thin. Everybody was thin. I don't know why you're going to eat pasta. There's really no reason,
Did they at least keep the lights relatively dim?
Yes, it was dim. It was
Good,
dim.
dim.
And then Carla makes me go at the end of the evening. Says, "Come with me. Come with me. I have to go to the use the facilities. Come with me." I said, "Well, I don't have to go. Just come with me." So she goes. She takes me, walks me on the length of Skinny Town, and I have to stand like close to Two Tops with these skinny people eating like Jabba the Hutt as I wait for her to take a whiz. It's ridiculous.
What was her motivation in that?
I don't know. She just said, "Come on, I want to show you the restaurant." And I'm like, I don't want to see that. I want to sit and, and drink my Amaro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can look around from a table, too. You don't need to go to the
Yeah,
facility.
I would look around it. That restaurant, I guess the chef and that line of restaurants, the guy. It's cool that you went.
If Carla had done that to me, or my wife had done that to me, and I would go to the people at the table and say, "Are you enjoying your meal?"
How's everything this evening?
Yes.
And then
you
say,
might not remember me. I'm Mike O'Mara, somewhat of a famous radio person.
"How great would it be if you went, excellent, 2 desserts for this table."
On that table. Let's pay it forward.
No, because I look nothing like the guys that are walking around running that place.
All right.
And all you have to do is look up Vanity Fair and this guy Carbone and see the picture of him, and it's like a model,
But it has a little bit of that vibe in it too.
Sure,
because
sure.
it's
Music.
Great Frank. Classic old, what's that, like the song, the Great American Songbook, that type of thing. It was
Kardashians
it was wonderful.
love Carbone.
It was. Oh, do they really? Oh,
I mean,
okay.
look, that's the stamp.
It's a
Well,
beautiful.
I didn't see any famous people at all. If I saw everybody, and I wore just a shirt.
Boston fame's a
He
different
is-
type
T-shirt.
of fame.
He is so skinny. He can't be a cook.
I don't think he's a cook. I think he's a restaurateur.
A restaurateur?
I think he's a businessman.
Well-
Is that the picture of him with the big wide lapels?
No, it was him in a chef's outfit, actually.
Oh, all right. Okay. There's another one.
I think
where
if
he's
you
got
own it,
the
you can wear a chef
shirt and
chef
tie.
suit.
Yeah. Well, Mike wore chef's pants.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, chef's pants and a let me see, and a SpongeBob T-shirt. That's what I wore because I thought that might be hip. Now, look, that was the best part, and of course, I was very optimistic that one of the better weekends away.
That's great.
Until the second part of the JetBlue experience, which I think probably many people have experienced, and I'll share it with you when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, come here. Buy from Vince's Tire Warehouse and get free gumballs.
Anybody can sell you what they think you want, but if you need new tires for your ride or the sweet, satisfying pick-me-up of a gumball, you can't miss shopping online through the shopping center at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Target and Walmart has what you're looking for. Have it shipped to your door or pick it up at the store. You can't lose because you help support TMOS. And here's something else to chew on.
Gumballs and tires, he can't miss. Trust me. Get out of there.
Wow. That's a blast from the past. Jim Amato using the old Merchants Tire and Auto commercial that I did when I was in my 20s.
I had to use a shovel for that one, I think.
Wow, that is a way back reference there. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Cooler weather makes it easy to miss signs of dehydration like overheating or perspiration, so you gotta stay ahead of it. Liquid IV fuels your well-being with easy ways to stay hydrated. 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. It contains 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. It has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's made with premium ingredients, and it's non-GMO and free from gluten. We don't want gluten. Oh, feel sorry for Wonka. We're going to take out all the gluten. Dairy and soy is not included either. Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. They've donated over 25 million servings in over 50 countries around the world. Plus, it's delicious. It's a great way to start your day. So be like me. Drink Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 15% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 15% off.
May I present?
Sorry, go ahead.
That's 15% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Now, yesterday I shared with you the Logan Airport Boston experience of Wahlburgers, where it cost me $3,000 for 2 cheeseburgers and fries.
I haven't flown into Logan in forever. How is it as an airport as a rule?
It is like a Reagan National. It's like the sections that have been renovated are good.
Okay.
The sections that have not. Oscar, you've flown into a lot.
I don't dread it like a JFK.
Okay.
It's not as bad as a LaGuardia or a JFK, but it is, they shoehorn these city airports close to the city, and it just doesn't work for the population expansion of the city. And they're constantly, there's another dig going on right now, right?
In Boston, at least the airport is there. Like,
it's
you're
right
15
there.
minutes, 10 minutes out, to the center of the city.
Sure. I mean, he make a great comparison. There's no reason we should have National Airport in the middle of Washington, D.C., where it is.
Right.
But it
it's
is
great for
convenient.
people that live in the city.
there.
Yeah, it's convenient for the city.
I think it's great there.
Okay, Congressman.
Yes.
He likes his suburban airport.
Well, no.
I hate
Dulles
of all of
is
them. I
so
can't stand.
I
inconvenient.
don't like, you know what? I would be hard-pressed to choose an airport that I really like.
If you're in D.C., I recommend National Airport. And it's certainly if you're going up to be a tour on. And I recommend National Airport. But Logan is Logan.
Okay.
And took us a while to get out. But Kathy gave us a ride to the airport. And it was...
Didn't make you walk?
It was... no, she didn't. You can walk. It was 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
2 blocks to the airport.
That's why they moved there, because Paul was traveling, and that's and they love to travel. They travel. That's what they're doing in their retirement.
Can you see some looking out of the air traffic control tower, and Mike is like on the runway? He's almost there.
It's actually, it's shocking. I remember when my brother was living in Back Bay, he had it timed down to without traffic.
Yeah.
9 minutes.
That's amazing.
9 minutes.
Crazy.
And you can get there easily. And I have my backpack. So, we're doing carry-on. So, it was a short weekend. We didn't have to haul that. And of course, I selected the seats early on this particular flight because I didn't want to make the same mistake twice. But once again, the aircraft was full. Now, people are going to say, well, you can select the seats at this time. I do it through, I think from now on, I will do directly with the carrier. That makes it easier. It's better to do it inside. I'm in the habit of using middleman travel websites, and I think that might be done.
It gums up the works a little bit.
Well, it truly does.
The latitude for the airline, whether this is true or not, is they'll tell you, like, if you book directly with us, we could do this, but you didn't, so you don't have that option.
And they love saying that.
Yes. Yeah. I've been burned enough times where I just go direct.
Mm-hmm. So hotels and air is kind of that's just a little lesson from me to you.
And
but I don't
escort
think I did
services.
And escort services. Book them individually and don't use Expedia. Don't use Expedia Hooker. So
I have the app. It's not very good.
This is we were on a 2 and 2. This is a 3 and 3.
Oh, big!
This is a big aircraft, and Joel Rogers will know this is an A321.
Let me look at
that is a
Airbus?
big plane, Airbus A321, and we are in row 30. We are in row 30, which it's so big they've got a separate bulkhead at the back of the plane. That's how big this is.
Wow.
And we're back in the anus of the plane all the way in the back. And then, I was fine, though, because, we had seats and we're going home. And the plane is scheduled to leave at 12:35.
Okay.
12:35 on Sunday. That's what it's going to be.
Pretty ideal travel time.
Yeah, not bad at all. And we get to the gate after our $4,000 meal at Wahlburgers. And I look, and it is Day of the Living Dead. It is the average age of everyone, and I mean everyone at the gate, is deceased. It is stunning. I am seeing, and by the way, I will be there shortly, much sooner than you guys. So I understand we're all going to grow old.
What made him look older than usual?
What's that?
What made them look the passenger?
What was the
they
tip?
were, when I talked about all the people in Boston being fit, no body fat, all the young people running, young. Yeah, that's why Kathy and Paul moved back into the city, because it keeps them young. They're fit, tremendously fit. It's all about that. Not the case when you get to Logan Airport on the flight that's going to Fort Fat Myers. Okay? It is just
Fat Myers, Florida.
Chock-a-block with these people. Waddling, whining.
Yeah.
There's a lady that had her purse on the seat. There was only one seat left that Carla wanted to sit in, and there was more exhaling through her gray nose hairs than anybody needed to hear. And it was on and on. But the thing was, I have been on flights with elderly people, see a wheelchair, one or two. Mm-hmm. There were over 10, maybe 12 to 13.
Okay. You win.
Wheelchairs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about
works.
It's pure. So at that stage, they are going down for one reason, and that is temperature, because they're not going down to go sailboarding. It's not happening
they're going
that way.
to sun themselves.
But they like the warm weather. The old people. It's been forever. It's not anything new. That's what it is.
They live in a greenhouse. It's the only way they can stay alive.
We get on the plane, and it's not over the top, Rube, but I can just tell you, I call it the mean crew, because there's just not one bit of humanity, and they're probably used to this flight, dealing with the entitled old people.
Do you think they would have been less efficient, let's call them that, if there hadn't been so many wheelchairs?
I
they
have
had
no
to deal
idea.
with that.
I have never boarded, and I have never disembarked a plane where it took longer. We sat in our seats when we landed in Fort Myers for 1.5 hours. I am not exaggerating. That's how long it took. And by the way, the head flight attendant was up there, had, how would I describe the way he spoke? He was Johnny Slurino, where all the messages were, make sure you say that make it do this, make it do that, and then we're gonna do that. But you got a problem with me, homie? I couldn't understand anything he was saying.
Say hello to my little friend.
And they were walking down when they were asking for our trash. They were doing so in such a way where they were being rude about it. It was the typical disinterested, like each other, hate you flight crew. We've had them. We've all had them.
Sure.
Where they're into you and it's just like, get your trash. We got to clean the boat. We're going to play.
There's
Please
a
put down
hostility
your
to a
window
crew
screen.
that is palpable when they are not happy.
Yeah.
being
They're
there.
not happy.
Right.
They're not happy. It's a bad plane.
Yeah.
Were
It's
they
a fine-
gesturing at you with the bag?
It was like, no, that's the only thing they didn't do was come over and just go.
Yeah. It's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Technologically,
The plane flies itself.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
A321, brand new aircraft.
You got plugs,
Long-
screens, you got everything.
Oh, they got big screens. It's fine.
No
It's great.
ashtrays.
No ashtray. I got my Giants on.
That's
Which,
cool.
I mean, I couldn't be happier because the plane took off an hour late
Yeah.
because
That's
they
not-
hadn't gotten the luggage on board. Not because of any other reason, but they didn't get the luggage on board.
Not bad
and
for
I guess,
Logan.
And by the way, I don't know if there were a lot of late people that hopped on the plane, but it took a long time to board, and I couldn't see because I've got the anus bulkhead, so I can't see up to the front of the plane. But that's not what did it. That's not
do you
what
pay
did it.
extra for the anus bulkhead?
I next time I'm figuring out a way to get a seat that's up towards the front.
Yeah, you got to.
I have
You
to
go
do this.
directly on the site. You'll be
So
good.
this was Johnny Slorino was the announcement maker, and then another flight attendant was made. There were more announcements made on this flight than anyone that I can ever remember. And late in the game, I believe it was the fourth quarter, with the Giants driving on the Baltimore Ravens, and they're inside the 5-yard line, and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. This is going to be the comeback. All right. And then Daniel Jones takes the snap. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to remind you about the JetBlue FU card. The JetBlue FU card right now is we're making a special. The flight attendants are going to be coming through the aisle for just a few minutes with the and I'm sitting there going, please stop.
Programming
Please stop.
note, yeah.
Thank you. Please stop.
Because it blanks
And
the
he goes
screen,
on.
right? It blanks the screen.
It
when they
freezes
go.
the screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
It freezes the screen.
Don't sell
And we're
me.
watching a football game.
Don't sell me on your services when you were an hour late,
Yeah.
and we've already had
Oh,
a ton of inconveniences.
Oscar, you nailed it. Both of you nailed it. It just sucked. It just sucked. And then we landed. And so, it was probably half an hour getting off the plane. And that was it. But the screen froze. And this went on. This
Horrible.
credit card pitch
It's
went
long, I've
on
heard it,
for,
yeah.
Yeah. minute after
It's like
minute
you're doing an
after
auction.
minute.
Any takers? Raise your hand. Hit your ring bell.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's not doing it. He's doing it with the same lethargic slurring that he's done every announcement he made. So take this opportunity. It's a good opportunity.
I have to read this. I don't care about this.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway,
Check
but
the box.
it was a very modern plane.
So you did
but
not get the credit card.
I did not get the credit card. But
Though
I'll book directly from
If
now
you
on.
do, the best way to go Mosaic is through the card.
Really?
Mosaic is the top tier for JetBlue. I'm not a Mosaic member. My sister and brother, my sister-in-law.
So if you
brother
get the card, you automatically get Mosaic.
It's easier to get to Mosaic.
Yeah, you
And
get,
is
you get
getting
free
Mosaic,
free wheelchair service if you have Mosaic.
Hey, never too early to start. That's
no,
the way
I
I
mean,
look
if
at
it's
that.
an option, I say use it.
So is Mosaic like you get there by booking flights? Is that what it is?
But mileage. But if you have the card, it gets you there faster.
Yeah, but I'm not
It's
gonna
like
fly
You get
that
on the
much.
plane first. You get off
It's
the
like
plane
the
first.
JetBlue Black Card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't have it. I don't have anything. I don't have anything
Must be
except
nice.
a late arrival. So, we'll take a break. Come back with the homepage right here on the Michael Mara
The
Show.
students of Herndon High School are scared.
I'm so scared.
They caution each other to stay awake, or they may experience a nightmare on Eldon Street.
Hey, it's Jimmy!
What do you want from me?
Try the buffalo platter.
You're a monster.
Say hi to Goose Cerrito.
Save yourself. Order a TMOS bonus show subscription and laugh along with Mike, Rob, and Oscar.
It's not a Ponzi scheme.
Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com and start your subscription today so you can live to see tomorrow.
It'll be okay.
Thank you. They made a Jimmy Halloween promo.
Love it.
People will try anything to lose weight. Insane workouts, eating nothing but grapefruit, questionable teas. But if you're looking for a more sustainable approach, Noom Weight is ready to help. Their psychology-based approach gives you the knowledge and support to build lasting results. Noom Weight focuses on progress instead of perfection. Progress isn't a straight line, and off days are part of the process. I know this because I'm getting back to the Noom process this week. Noom Weight helps you get back on track. You choose your level of support from 5-minute daily check-ins to personal coaching. Noom Weight's approach is based on scientific principles that help you better understand your relationship with food. 95% of customers say Noom Weight is a good long-term solution, and active Noomers lose an average of 15 pounds in 16 weeks. Myself included.
Hey, look
I
at you.
love Noom Weight because it works. Oscar loves Noom. I love it. Carla loves it. If you're done trying everything to lose weight, then try Noom Weight. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com/TMOS. That's NOOM.com/TMOS to sign up for your trial today.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
I don't know why I'm fascinated with this story, but I am. Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde's former nanny spilled a bunch of tea to a British tabloid. She claims Jason was totally blindsided by the relationship with Harry Styles, which he only discovered because she left her Apple Watch behind one day, and he found a bunch of flirty text messages on it. Bummer. She says, quote, he was crying. He was a mess. He said his quote was, she left us. She left us. He was so brokenhearted, I felt for him. The nanny also claims that Jason once threw himself under Olivia's car several times to stop her from leaving to see Harry. Here's the quote. She went back into the house and he went in. It was back and forth. He said he was doing it on purpose to make her late going to see Harry. This sounds so sad, doesn't it?
Was the nanny named Fran?
Oh, Mr. Sudeikis, are you trying to keep her from going to see the pop star?
The what?
Trying to keep her the pop
Fran?
star? Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, wow. This is a show. I'm going to write a book about this. Wow.
It's art imitating life. Ted Lasso's character was left.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
But not
It is
for Harry
really
Styles.
No.
Jason eventually fired the nanny.
Oh, you're angry.
In a drunken rage.
You've been drinking, Mr. Sudeikis. That's why you're letting me go.
Oh, no.
She should call his uncle, Norm from Cheers.
No, he fired her in a drunken rage because she was messaging Olivia.
Oh,
Jason
technology.
and Olivia released a joint statement calling the nanny's claims, quote, false and scurrilous, as well as incredibly upsetting. They say she's been harassing them and their family and friends for 18 months. If they've got a nanny that's BSing, the two of them wouldn't put a statement out like that. I'm on Team Wild and Sudeikis.
Yeah, I think so. I think
maybe it might have been, there might have been moments, obviously, but I don't think it was what
They're all human, right?
said.
They're going through a divorce. It gets
it
nasty. It's not happy, especially if one doesn't want to get divorced.
We'll have to see what the court papers say, and you can search it. Theodore Lasso v. Nanny.
Oh, my God. Why are you firing me? Oh, is it because of the pop star?
Has he been drinking, Fran?
I have a story for Rob Spiewak that he's going to love.
Thank you. Good.
You're going to love this. You're going to love this as much as any news story that I've ever had.
What's that?
Is James Corden as sweet and gentle as he seems on TV? There's at least one guy who doesn't think so. His name is Keith McNally, and he owns a restaurant called Balthazar in New York City. And yesterday, he posted on Instagram that he is banning James Corden because he's, quote, a tiny cretin of a man and the most abusive customer to my servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago.
Yes! What have I been saying? The guy's a jerk face.
You called it.
Yes!
Then he shared two examples of Corden being a rude, entitled jerk and taking his anger out on the servers when he had issues. One involved a hair in his food.
Oh.
In the other incident, Corden's wife ordered an egg yolk omelet, and there was, quote, a little bit of egg white mixed in with the egg yolk, which set him off. McNally added, quote, he behaved similarly in my former restaurant, Cafe Luxembourg, a few years back. No word from Gordon. So
wow,
that's a guy
that really makes my day.
Yeah, 25 years. He said worst behaved and abusive customer that he's had in 25 years in New York. That's saying something right there.
Is an egg yolk omelet a thing?
I didn't know. I always thought an egg white omelet was a thing, but
That's like the reverse. What about the hair in the food?
It was James Corden's own pubic hair.
Yeah, very curly.
Kevin, you didn't need to say that. You didn't need to say, we all know that they're curly. Thank you very much.
But his especially.
Okay, please. Thank you. Kevin Spacey is currently on trial for allegedly trying to force himself on an underage boy back in 1986. The alleged victim, Anthony Rapp, is 40 years old now, and he's suing Kevin for $40 million. Kevin took the stand yesterday and revealed something he's never spoken about before. He said, quote, I grew up in a very complicated family dynamic. My father was a white supremacist and neo-Nazi. It meant that my siblings and I were forced to listen to hours and hours of my father lecturing us about his beliefs.
Are you sure he's not just quoting American Beauty?
I don't know. He used to yell at me at the idea that I might be gay. Spacey said he also regrets that he apologized when Rapp first accused him. He said the Me Too movement was gaining steam at the time, and he was advised not to push back or he would come off as a victim shamer. He added, quote, I've learned a lesson, which is never apologize for something you didn't do. Spacey got a partial victory yesterday when the judge threw out Rapp's claim of intentional infliction of emotional distress, but Spacey is still on trial for sexual assault and battery. Stay tuned for that one. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, these are multiple claims, though, right? Over the years.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one of the claims.
One of the claims, yeah.
That's usually the tell that they've done it again and
They
again
seem
and
to
again.
have had a playbook.
We'll wait and see. Here are 4 things you can steal from a toddler at bedtime so you will sleep as soundly as a 2-year-old. Number 1, set a consistent bedtime every night. I don't do that. Number 2, take a bath. Taking warm baths or showers 1 or 2 hours before bed helps you fall asleep faster.
Right, Pony?
I don't do that.
Absolutely.
Pony's a big bath guy.
And I love stealing things from children.
What?
And moving on. Number 3, put on lotion.
Lotion?
Put on lotion and give yourself a slight massage as you do it. That will help you relax. Oscar does that almost every night.
Yeah.
It's known as a mini massage.
Little mini massage.
And
number 4, do something quiet before bed. Toddlers get stories or reading time with their parents. Doing something that's quiet and calming can help you too.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't want to know what Pony does that's quiet and calming, but it probably involves stealing from children.
It's not quiet.
That's fun. All right. Oh, which one to do? I don't know. We'll go with this one.
Okay.
And now a little something, ladies and gentlemen. A guy named David Rush broke the Guinness World Record for the most lit candles in his mouth. He held 150 of them for 30 seconds. The previous record was 105 candles. David has broken nearly 250 Guinness records. Why? He says, it's a tangible example that if you believe in yourself and pursue the passion, you can accomplish virtually anything, even if there's no need to do it. That's a rationalization that I truly enjoy right there. When I hear about accomplishments,
Excuse you?
I don't have a good kicker, so I stumbled on it. When you hear about accomplishments like this, I am firmly convinced that there really is no hope for the human race. With that, I'm the idiot who enjoyed the video a lot. I did. Almost set his head on fire.
We'll
It was
watch it.
spectacular to watch. And by the way, he got it by putting like 100 candles in, and then he was individually shoving the last 50.
I'm
in
glad
there.
you saw his technique because we'll see you in the news next week.
Yes, sirree. 151. We got to take a break. We'll come back with something right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's a brand new bouncing bundle of mirthfulness on the latest bonus show. Here's a sampling of this week's delivery.
I marry them when I want to marry them, and I make them when I want to make them.
Dad to be.
Oh, no, not yet.
The rhythm he uses is that of salsa music.
Do
Just the
this,
tip,
do this.
just for a little bit.
What's the baby's name? Empanada.
Flantana.
What's the baby's name?
It's Jose, named after my brother.
Bring the baby over for Florida cake.
A womb doesn't age.
Wombs.
Yeah.
A womb with a view. How's your womb?
It was called Young Womb's Dim Sum.
How is your back?
I'm very tired.
Celebrate a blessed event every Friday with the arrival of the TMOS bonus show. Get a subscription now at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Has there
Welcome
ever
back
been
to
a
the Mike O'Mara
stupider
Show. Oh,
conversation
sorry about
divided
that.
among
Sorry.
three people
Sorry.
into our
Sorry.
show?
Too long. All right. Hey, the weather is gorgeous, so lighten up and enjoy it. Dadgrass is great anytime. It can help you chill out before a big meeting or be the replacement for a glass of wine. Instead of a nice glass of wine, have a little Dadgrass. It's legal. It's organic hemp that relaxes your body and it mellows your mind. Dadgrass CBD products are made with 100% organic hemp. It's easy to dose and the effects come on smooth. Try their token smokable pre-rolled joints, or if you prefer, hemp flower, or their selection of CBD tincture drops. Whether you're looking for a new buzz or just a chill way to enjoy an old favorite, Dadgrass is going to leave you in a euphoric mood. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and up, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the good old US of A. Go to dadgrass.com/TMOS to check out their products. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/TMOS. Go to dadgrass.com/TMOS. That's 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/TMOS. I wrote down this when Robb was talking about what he wanted to talk about this week. His trip to King's Dominion again with Twitch again. I wrote, Robb is dull. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm sorry.
Painful.
I know it's painful, but it's more of where he goes all the time.
I think this is a new spin on it because it's not just his KD love that's well established on the show. He actually has a perspective on KD that I haven't even discussed with you. I'm actually intrigued by these trips because you're not going as Joe Blow patron.
A little bit of that, but
no,
yeah, not all.
That's
yeah,
right.
he's going with full access.
Oh, that's right.
Full access.
And
He's
it's pretty
gonna
cool.
He'll go 150 times this year.
This is when you go, and I respect it because he's got full access through Mark Riddell.
It was really cool. We got there. First of all
access.
Mark called me and he said, Rachel, one of it, he has twin daughters. They're about the
Beautiful
same
girls. I've dined with them. Very nice
about
girls.
the same age as Julia. He said, we're going to go to KD on this particular day. Do you want to bring Julia to a daddy day, daughter day? I said, that would be great. And I called Julia.
Can I stop you for just a second because just the memories came back? We had dinner with the Riddells, probably at a place that isn't there anymore. Because of the storm.
Oh, in Fort Myers?
Wow.
Yeah. Just it was either on Fort Myers or Sanibel, one of the two. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
That's
Go
fine.
ahead.
They're both great girls, but Rachel was the one who came with us, and Julia drove up from Richmond with a friend of hers.
Awesome.
The squirrel couldn't make it, but we went there, and Mark said, "There's something I want to show you that would only really be interesting to you. Do you have a moment before we get to the park?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Okay, you can park backstage with me." And again, this is. Because it's Halloween Haunt, the park is going to be like at capacity. They topped
off. So it's a good deal. I rolled my eyes. I shouldn't have. I had something in my eye.
Yeah, but there's a gate, like maybe.
No, that's great. That's great for any theme park to be able to get VIP parking.
And so we're just like 60 feet away from the park. So it was awesome. But he takes me to the conference room. And they have the original spec roller coaster scale model they built of Volcano the Blast Coaster.
Oh, cool.
That is all like hand welded by architects.
Like a maquette?
But it was like on a platform like 6 by 6 feet. And it was great.
Oh, wow.
You don't think that's cool? You're mocking us.
Sure. You are mocking us.
No.
But eventually it will go to the Roller Coaster Hall of Fame. However, they're holding it because they're getting ready for the 50th. Anyway, it's Halloween Haunt. So we go in, and the place is getting ready for. This is the big deal. This is their big fall promotion. A lot of theme parks do this.
Yeah, I've been to Six Flags like Fright Night.
Yeah, but they have gone. I hadn't been in years, and they've really gone over to the top. The best thing they did is they start the show at like 7 when it's dark. They set a guy on fire. It's fantastic.
These haunted theme parks.
Yeah.
Their game has been upped year over year over year over year. And coming out of the pandemic, I'm sure they've had time to plan out.
They have a haunted house.
They have about 6 haunted mazes. They have the whole park is scary because they turn off the bulk of the lights and they fog up the whole place.
And you went specifically for nighttime?
I wanted to see the haunt. Yeah.
How many hours did you spend in the park?
We got there from 2 and we stayed till about 8, I think.
So they actually adjust the lighting. All right. I'm
Something
trying
new.
to poo-poo it.
Something
I'm
new.
trying to mock, but I can't because that does sound like something that would be a lot of fun.
When you go down to Candy Apple Grove, which is where they have a lot of the games, and it's an older section of the park. It's where the Ferris wheel. And
it's also where that guy took Pony when he kidnapped him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
And they have the Ferris wheel and the merry-go-round. That place is entirely fogged out, and they have like a haunted sideshow going on. And it's pretty. They play dissonant music,
I bet.
scary music.
Yeah.
It was great. But the one thing I had problems with.
You hate Halloween now. Are you off-putted by all this?
No, I still hate Halloween, but I love the presentation they did. It
Did
was
Twitch, does he have any input on some of these things they do?
No,
or?
because it was largely in place before he started there.
Okay.
But he will be. He planned the one last year at Great America, where it's they have a more of a New Orleans theme out there, so they had a different feel to it. But they really go all out.
Haunted jambalaya?
Yeah, it's scary.
Hey, do they have any foodstuffs that are? I mean, I know you have to watch your weight, but I mean,
well, the best thing they had is another transition that has happened recently at King's Dominion. I think sort of during the pandemic, they've really embraced drinking. There used to be one place where you could get a beer in all of King's Dominion.
Does that give you a sad a little bit when you see the they've upped the ante?
Not when I saw the prices, because it's $12 for a tall boy. But there's people walking around the park with a beer now, which is totally unheard of. But what they had was specialty Halloween drinks, including one drink that's served in an IV bag.
Oh, I'd take that in a heartbeat.
And it's like a blood red drink that you squirt in your mouth. And they had another one served in a syringe. All these haunted drinks. It was fun.
And what's the clientele right now down at KD?
Fat people.
Okay.
In costumes.
Well, that's all theme parks, right?
Yeah. No, right now the haunt definitely skews younger. It's too intense for kids. As a matter of fact, they sell. This is such a brilliant piece of marketing. They go out of their way to make the whole place as scary as possible. And then they sell you, if you want, for $15, the no-boo pendant. And if you wear this lit-up skull around your neck, the people leave you alone. So if you want to bring your kid...
So they don't scare you.
Because honestly, when you're going through like the covered area, there's
Isn't that like an advertisement that you're a complete candy ass?
Yeah, unless you're like a kid, maybe. So
did you see many people wearing those pendants?
I saw some adults with it. But like if you're walking through the covered area and you see people coming, I mean, like Oscar's walking, right? I saw people like go by and go like, yeah, they never touch you, but they like...
Yeah, they're trying to scare you.
Yeah, and it's pretty intense.
Would they not do that if you had the pendant?
If you didn't have the pendant, you'd be free of that. And it was so great because Julia, if nothing else, is a brilliant kid. And we going through this area and she says, "You see how they have tombstones everywhere?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "That's where they're hiding." Yeah. That's all we got to be. That's all we got to be aware of.
Well, I mean, that's not exactly.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
she's not McLeod.
Yeah, where's your bar?
But the beautiful.
I mean, I would assume that's probably behind the tombstones. But in a haunted theme park would be the place they'd hide.
But she noodled
I don't think she's going to get an MBA based on that.
Well, she noodled it through. And here's what's great is when the guy would come out with the plastic knife that looks pretty real.
Yes.
And bah! And she'd scare
them?
She'd go, bruh.
That is a good troll.
That's awesome. The one thing I want to say about it is the one all day, because they're open at noon, right? And it's a beautiful fall day. The people that get there early in full costumes, don't do this. You look like an idiot. The full steampunk guy that's waiting in line to ride the Dominator, don't do that in your red velvet coat.
If it makes them happy, it makes them happy.
I suppose.
Why are you hating on them?
I don't know, but one special
Were
message.
you jealous a little bit that you weren't in costume?
Not at
you
all.
Have in the history of the Mike O'Mara show and the Don and Mike show one of the greatest costumes ever in the history of Your Amy Winehouse to this day
beautiful
is going away Do you ever have any, desire to throw something on?
Well, I was wearing fishnet stockings under my jeans.
If you had your Elvis jumpsuit that's on your wish list,
yes,
would you have worn it?
Doubtful, but not impossible.
Will you hand out candy this year?
I don't think so. I think I'm going to go dark. We'll see. Because
wait a minute. This is, to me, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life.
Right.
You do what makes you comfortable, and you do. But, last Halloween, weren't you probably just happier to be down in your basement?
No, you don't recall.
We browbeat him.
You don't recall. Last Halloween, I sat in my driveway with a skeleton and did it. And at one point,
you had music and everything.
I had music.
Were you loaded?
No, I wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Okay. All right.
And at one point, I got loaded afterwards because I realized that the house was empty because Carrie was, I think she was house sitting that
hiding
night.
from you.
And then I was out there. And then after you get that initial surge of trick-or-treaters, like it gets to be like 7:45. And I realized I'm sitting alone in my driveway listening to the Monster Mash. And I said, you know what this is? This is pitiful.
This is sad.
I'd be bummed too if I was by myself.
Yeah.
It's just not anything you want to do by yourself, right?
So I don't know. I'm not ruling out the handing out of candy.
And
we'll
you can't
see.
eat the candy this year.
No, that's right.
That's probably tougher.
Although,
would you
I'll be more
ever
generous.
consider, with your height, putting on like a clown mask and really hiding putting the candy up on the stoop and just coming out? I mean, you got.
Well, I do that, but Mike, for Christmas.
You got a counter program?
I do. Counter program. No, that might be fun. I don't know, but it's just the holiday doesn't do it for me, and I don't know. I can't explain.
Would you go back without your daughters for this experience?
For the haunt?
Yes.
100%.
Look at that.
Yeah. It was great.
There's the endorsement.
And,
endorsement.
And a special greeting. You know, at a theme park, you always see the same people all day?
Yeah.
There was one girl that, bless her heart, bigger girl, dressed as Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Thumbs up to your outfit. It really didn't have a chance.
Oh.
Thanks. His naked cruelty.
You used to be fat. What happened?
I got better.
We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the creature?
You're a monster.
You're a monster.
I'm a monster.
We're not monsters.
That's scary stuff.
You're the monster.
You monster.
He's a monster.
Oh my God, is this you calling me a monster?
If you don't have a Mike O'Mara Show bonus subscription, you're a monster. Your blood will run cold with the fear of missing out on the frighteningly funniest hour of TMOS every week. Uncut, uncensored, undead.
It's alive!
Save yourself by ordering a TMOS bonus subscription by clicking the bloody banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. The power of Christ compels you.
You're an inhuman monster.
I said good day!
He did the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. There we are. Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Bull Bearing, all the things there. Oh, sorry. Hey, if you're a small business owner, you know how important it is to be ready for the holiday season. If you haven't started preparing for the chaos of holiday shipping, you're already behind.
Yes.
Luckily, Stamps.com has everything you need to make your life a whole lot easier. It is the 24/7 post office that you can access from anywhere. You get access to USPS and UPS services right from your computer. And you can protect your margins with major discounts on USPS and UPS rates. Up to 86% off.
86, Mike.
86.
Read numbers, Michael. 86% off. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, and you're up and running in minutes. And with Stamps.com's Switch and Save feature, you can easily compare carriers and rates, so you know you're getting the best deal every time. Get ahead of the holiday chaos this year. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code TMOS for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter the code TMOS.
Sound.
We call this stereophonic sound.
Soundtown.
Mike, you grew up around water and you spent some time on the beach. Oscar, I know you're an Ocean City kid, and I went to the beach when I was little. What's the best thing you ever found on the beach?
Oh, boy. Well, what I liked up in Maine was turning over rocks and finding crabs and eels and things like that. That was my favorite thing to do.
I liked horseshoe crabs, as you could find a horseshoe crab. Yeah.
Not that far north. We didn't have those.
Yeah.
So
A used thong.
Okay, well, that's nice, too. Perhaps you're not, though,
You're
as
16,
intrigued.
we're like, that's a thong? And then poked it with a stick.
Yeah.
This is my friend Derek with his family.
Yeah, we called it a stick.
Where'd it come from? Ooh, all right.
But the Australian woman in this TikTok video wins the contest because she found a whale penis.
Oh my God.
She didn't know it was a whale penis until she posted it on TikTok, and everyone told her what it was. So the bleep word you hear in this thing is it's a synonym for Richard, okay? Just so you know what you're talking about. Right here.
Here's a new one. What is that? It is massive. It's like the size of my leg. Disgusting. So, with the help of TikTok and marine biologists, I think we have finally figured out what that weird animal thing is. It's a whale. Apparently, the males fight and they bite each other's things off. And then they just wash up on beaches all around the world.
It looked like a leg. It was quite remarkable and good for her.
Definitely a shower.
Yeah, you don't need a metal detector to find that.
And in the animal kingdom, it's not unusual for animals to do that. And we did it at American University, too.
And that's why we called it the animal kingdom.
Yes, absolutely. Bite it right off. Clean off.
I don't know how I feel about the notion of this, although I find the trailer intriguing. HBO Max on November 17th will debut a new movie called A Christmas Story Christmas. And it is Peter Billingsley, little Ralphie, back as a grown-up, taking his family back to his house on Cleveland Street to try to give them an old-fashioned Christmas.
Oh,
That's the plot behind it.
I am in.
But I like...
Yeah, I have to say, I love it so much that... And if it's going to be the house,
it's the house, and they're bringing back the other little kids.
Yeah,
so that
they're going to bring back they'll bring back all the crap
Schwartzy
that doesn't need. They'll bring the bupkuses.
Yeah, probably. But
probably
I like
the dogs.
What I love is the trailer doesn't reveal too much.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
It's just clips from the old one?
Yep. But as they're doing shots of the house.
Right.
So I hope it's good. I do. I don't want to be disappointed because I think
that we all need a little nostalgia, and I don't think that's it. Look, is it Hollywood
if it's done
squeezing
right, if
something?
It's done right,
sure.
Yeah, you know it won't be, but it's fun. But we can all hope, right?
Because the original
we can all
movie,
look forward to
it's
it.
one of the rare creatures like Napoleon Dynamite that genuinely gets funnier the more you watch it. So hopefully they do it proud.
You know, look, and this is from my mind, but if you really wanted to do something that would get buzz and really, really make a splash, or in this case, a splatter, you turn it into a horror flick.
Darren McGavin comes back from the dead.
Well, you can't bring Darren McGavin. Well, I know it was CGI.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
It's...
But with that cast.
With that cast.
They would sully the whole thing.
Yeah, they would.
Where Ralphie has had ingested so much soap
soap
over his
poisoning.
lifetime that he's brain damaged and he's turned into a serial killer. And he lives. Remember when Darren McGavin would go downstairs in the basement to fix that clinker? Ralphie lives down there now, and it's just like Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, fantastic!
And upstairs is an Airbnb.
And as the final scene is the house burning down, and they really burn the house down.
Well, I don't want to skip that far, but I will tell you, he gets his victims at the Christmas tree stand.
Yeah.
And he makes lamps out of their legs.
And you
go.
win.
All right.
Oh, there's the sickest mind of all of us.
Speaking of Christmas, I really want to not like this, but I like the fact that she has a sense of humor about it. There's a trending Twitter video, and it's Mariah Carey in her heart-shaped Mariah Carey tub, surrounded with soap bubbles, and her Mariah Carey MC bath mat, and she says it's not time for her song yet.
I want to listen to All I Want.
Not yet.
Well, can we at least decorate the tree?
Not yet.
Why not?
She says it's not okay to listen to it yet.
I like Mariah Carey's one voice where she said, "Not yet."
Well, she can't sing no more. Did you hear about the Thai restaurant that as a promotion, all the servers were dressed up as the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Oh, and they took a guy down, right?
Yes, he was choking a woman, and these guys dressed as the Rangers saved the
when
woman.
Something surprising breaks out, you're not sure if it's real. All of the servers / Power Rangers were moving towards the scene to help one another out. The patrons also started getting involved in a way that was supportive and making sure that everyone was safe.
Servers / Power Rangers.
Saddest night of my life. One of the saddest nights of my life since I was just up in Boston.
Yeah.
The night before my mom passed away, and it was St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
And I was there alone. Kathy and Paul were in the air. They were traveling. And I ate at a Thai restaurant across the street. Alone in the window,
That's sad.
watching the revelers go by in, all their like shamrock hats and all that.
The Thai restaurant wasn't packed on St. Patrick's Day? Shocking.
I don't
noodles.
It's still there though. We drove by it, because Kathy thought it was a different restaurant. Oh, you went to blah 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 blah. No, I went to that place right there.
Good Thai?
That's where it was good. Okay. I think I didn't. I was hungry.
Yeah, he probably wasn't focused.
I just don't know.
Here's something. I don't know how I feel about
Merry
this.
Christmas, everybody. How's that for a nice story?
I don't know how I feel about this. Bruce Springsteen has a new album coming out. Now, it's very common for rock singers to do an album of covers. Like I know Paul McCartney, Rod Stewart, they've all done those standards albums.
Of course.
Yeah. But Bruce Springsteen is doing old rhythm and blues and soul records that he heard growing up. And this is the first teaser single from it. I'm wondering what you think of it.
Oh, talk to me so you can see what's going on.
It's Night Shift by the
Marvin
Commodores.
Gaye?
Yeah. Well, it's about Marvin Gaye.
Oh, I thought it was What's Going On.
Songs forevermore. Gonna be some sweet songs coming down on the night shift.
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah. I do too. You know what? Look, it's all about his voice.
Yep. He's a
and he
great
can
singer.
sing the phone book. He can. I look forward to some of the other cuts if he's doing that kind of music. And it's different because he's covering rhythm and blues as opposed to the Great American Songbook where you would hear, Rod Stewart say, "I left my heart in San Francisco." Right?
Yeah.
This is different.
And if you look, he has a couple clips on YouTube that are fascinating where he gets requests from a stadium crowd and they work out the arrangement as they go. He's musically so smart.
I love it, and probably a really good studio band that he's got.
I'm sure.
Maybe some of his guys.
Yeah.
I give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
Absolutely big thumbs up. I
And
like
let's
that.
close with this. This comes from the mind of Pony.
Okay.
And I listened to it at first and I didn't get it, but after about the 10th listen, I like it. I looked at a picture of the guy. He looks like a villain from Scooby-Doo. His name is the Liver King. And he wants liver.
Liver King here. I'm hungry. Send something up. What? Vegetable? Why would I eat vegetables when I can have testicles? Send me up all the primal food and all that other shit that you have. 30 minutes? Liver King doesn't have 30 minutes. That was fast.
Good afternoon, Liver King. Your beef liver.
More!
Your bison liver.
What is that? What is it?
Your testicle.
Your testicles.
More!
Your bone marrow.
What is this? I gotta see this now. Liver King.
That, Mike, that's the Liver King.
Is he saying more?
He
every
wants
time?
more. Yeah, after his livers and everything. That's all I got. More!
You know what? He's got a twisted mind, but we sure love it. I mean, really.
I know.
He's got a really solid batting average.
In my office, Mike, I can see the lobby of Podville Media. When he found that, I saw him running across the lobby. I have something to play you.
And what I love is the slow burn on it right there. Oh, send it to me. I'll play it. Oh, we got to get out of here. That is I literally will be thinking about that all day now. I really will. We got to get out of here. We'll be back with a brand new episode tomorrow for Robb Spiewak, Oscar Santana, and Pony Liverboy Bloom. Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.